Buenas noches, my viewers. Welcome to today's episode of The Lifestyles. My name is Cheryl Otieno. On today's tile, we're going to tackle my story. And there is no better guest to handle this particular tile than our today's guest on the show. Kindly help me welcome Isaac Barak. Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
Asante kwa kuwa na mimi hapa.
Okay. I've just mentioned your name, but you can introduce yourself to our viewers.
I introduce myself. Okay. My name is MC Barak. I'm born again. I love the Lord. Number one, I am an entrepreneur. I MC in weddings, birthdays, different events. What else do? I'm a music minister. I minister through the gospel through music. I also lead a team called the Season Generation Band. So that is who Isaac Barak is.
You're busy. Our today's guest is a busy one.
Yes,
so we'd like to, because we're handling my story, not my story, let me just say your story.
My story.
Yes. We'd like to get to know, I mean, before we get to what motivates you, you can give us a little of your journey.
My journey.
Yes.
Or just from
just a little before you had to separate to entrepreneurship and to emceeing and all that. Maybe a little bit until where you realized you have to do something with your life.
Okay. So I am the firstborn in a family of 4. My papa and my mama walipatana a place called Kangemi. So we used to stay in Kangemi, and that is where I was brought up. Went to Laurentian Primary School. After we left Kangemi now for Roiro, I went to Humanity Center, quite a number of schools, but that's the main school where I finished. After primary, in primary I loved music a lot. There was a lot of music. There was also a bit of drama, kidogo, in primary. Then joined high school, went to Ituru High School. In Ituru High School, I funnily never participated in any co-curriculum activities. Never
active
at all.
MC.
At all, you can imagine. Because the talent there was top-notch. Big up Jerry Igati. He's a pastor now. He was one of the best actors I ever saw. So after the experience in Ituru High School, I didn't finish my high school in Ituru. I finished now, I left Ituru High School for a school in Kisumu County called Nyongonga Secondary. So in Nyongonga Secondary, I'm this dude from Tao, amekuja, and they think of Music Fest and they're like, Barak. They think of G drama, Barak. As in, I was the epitome of talent.
You were it.
I was the it thing, yes. So in Nyongonga, I participated in the music festival. A few. We didn't have much of drama, but music was quite a very vital thing in our school. Participated in the drama festival, kidogo. After Nyongonga Secondary, I joined Kenyatta University. In Kenyatta University, I took BA in English and Literature. So I am a teacher by profession.
No wonder.
Yes, so I'm a teacher by profession. And then during COVID came in between my studies at KU. And when COVID came, I had to think outside the box. What do? I have so much time. But I used to hang out with a few friends of mine. Okay, but I was still in the worship ministry. I would say the worship ministry has been the biggest part of my life.
Wow.
Since I officially joined the worship team in 2015. 2015 September. That is when I joined the worship team that is at GOC Roiro. So after joining GOC Roiro, I led worship there for the longest. I left GOC after around maybe 3 to 4 years. But by that time, I had done worship. I had grown so much. I had been nurtured. I had been everything I know about worship ministry and capacity. Was built at GOC. I would say that. But I had the zeal to always reach out for more. So at some point, because I had so much to deal with, and I shifted from around Roiro for a while because of work. And by the time I was coming back now, I joined a different church. But I love GOC because that is where I learned so much. So much. Isaac Barak ni root ya hiyo church.
Hey, we understand. Hey, we market. Okay, get it.
By the hapo ndio nilibuild capacity. I don't take that for granted. And I thank God for the management of the church for giving me the opportunity to be there. So in GOC, bado siko nimediscover as emceeing. Not yet. I was still in the music ministry a lot. We did ministry with my team, that is Season Generation, in so many different places, so many different areas. We did ministry. We went up and about the nation of Kenya, ministering the gospel of God, especially in Limuru. Limuru, huko tulitembea sana. And we have done different events. So when COVID hit, my friends, some of my friends, we used to hang out with some of my friends, that is Kolo and a few others. So for them, they had already started their journey of entrepreneurship, but I had not started my journey in entrepreneurship. But every time we used to hang out, they would be like, Barak, what are you doing? When you unatuchachishanga hapa, you should enter, you should do something. You should start making money. What are you doing? But for them, while others were really crying during COVID, their businesses were booming during COVID. So I would call them and I'm like, man, nisaidieni. And they will always be there to help me. But they're like, Barak, we believe there is something in you. Go ahead and start something. We will be there to support you. So officially 2021, I launched my company, that is Barak Life Solutions Limited. So I launched my company.
CEO.
Yes. I'm so proud of myself. So after launching my company, it didn't start like, it took a while. Before the company picked up, I benchmarked with a friend of mine called MC Chris Kirubi Jr. MC Chris Kirubi Jr., my friend. I benchmarked with him. He was my mentor and still is my mentor. He taught me the whatnots of everything to do with MCing, how to do a contract, how to do a pay bill number, how to do everything that I know as far as MCing is concerned. He was very generous to teach me every precept of what I needed to learn. So after that, after his classes, it took around 6 months for me to get my official wedding MC gig. And I got through Facebook, actually. I got my very first client through Facebook.
Great.
And I would say the rest is history.
This is amazing.
Yes.
The rest should be future.
Yes. I have traveled the nation. I have gone to Machakos, Murang'a, Kilifi. I have traveled around Kenya just doing this job, and I enjoy it.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
You're getting married, he's your guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, that was quite it. Was there a point where you were like, I don't think I can do it?
The emceeing bit?
No, not really, before, because there is we have the age of fantasy, and then there is the age of discovery, and then now there is the age of exploitation, or where now you're manifesting. Was there at some particular point, especially when you're shifting from fantasy to discovery, it gets a bit, hectic for people? Was it hectic for you? Someone is just like, Barak got this.
Okay, for me it has not been an easy path. I won't lie, it is never easy. I remember when I left high school, I used to sell lollipops in high school. Tulikuwa nafanya biashara. So
it was in the blood.
nilitoka high school na around 10K.
Wow.
Just by selling lollipops the last term. I actually sold lollipops only one term. The last term of high school. I wish I started earlier.
You'd be a millionaire right
Manze
now.
nilitoka na 10K. So I'm like, 10K, naenda kuanzisha biz. I left high school with so many big dreams. Starting my business, I'm launching this. Where? Your pesa sijui kwenye I don't know where the money went. I left high school and I'm at home. I don't know what to do. I don't know what next. During that season, I started acting. That's when I started acting set books. Acting set books for one whole term, but it was not bringing money as much as I thought. So, okay, as much as it was a really big passion, but we were being, I would say, exploited. That guy we would go do shows here and there, but he would not pay us. So at some point I quit. So when I quit acting, that is when I joined the worship team. Nikiwa kwa worship team, bado I still need to pay some bills. So because I joined the acting bit, I missed my opportunity to join campus. So when I missed it, my parents left me to understand, nijisaidie. You help yourself. Understand what you want to do with yourself. Then you come and tell us what you really want to do. So during that season while I was understanding whether or not I want to join campus, I hawked in the streets of Roiro. I used to hawk passion fruits. I have hawked here, Okoro, I have hawked passion fruits, selling passion fruits. And I did that faithfully until I got tired of passion fruits. And I went to that guy who had employed me and I was like, I am not doing this anymore. And he could not believe it, but I quit on him. I was like, no, I don't think this is what God has called me to do. And I left. Actually, he was telling me, hii pesa unatengeneza, una plan kufanya nini? I was like, I want to buy a guitar. I feel God has called me into music. So that is the only thing which would ring in my mind. But hiyo pesa hata sikuweza kununua that guitar because bado ilikuwa pesa kidogo. So after I quit the hawking, nikapata ka job mahali, nikachapa kidogo. It was ya kampuni, nikachapa, but I did it for 2 days. I'm like, this is not what God has called me to do. I was looking for myself. And I looked for myself in so many places. The acting, the hawking, so the company, kuandikwa kwa kampuni. I have looked for myself.
If it's not working for you, you go.
Yes.
Because time is of essence.
My friend, but it's okay. It's okay to try out many things until you find the place where you feel the Lord is leading you to. Oh, by the way, at some point I worked in a garage. But in the garage, I worked for 1 week. I worked for
I saw you were everywhere.
Yes, but I was working as a caretaker, so my work was just to make sure everything is running in the garage. So, but I couldn't. I was always I felt always misplaced. I felt so misplaced until God aligned me now. I focused in the music ministry, and now in the music ministry. That is when I now, nikanza, at some point people would invite me to host their birthdays and stuff. And I realized hosting is actually a talent and it's natural and I can be able to do this. That is when, I guess, the ministry bit for me, when I focused on ministry, that is when God really directed me. This is what you need to do. Barak, this is where you need to be. And I also thank God for the friends around me who really pushed me into thinking in line with entrepreneurship.
Wow.
Yes. So at some point I have felt confused. It is very okay to feel confused. It is very okay to feel misplaced. But I believe there is nothing that God cannot do. At the end of the day, God will place you where you need to be.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, you were everywhere. I mean, at some point you felt like, am I really serious?
Yes,
you know.
yes,
but
yes.
it's an age and a season, I believe, where you have to because you cannot just sit. You do not discover who you are by sitting.
Yes.
At some point you have to.
While you are acting, that is when God places you.
You get into garages, you go into companies, and then you're like, no, that is not me. I want something. Wow, that is amazing.
Yes.
So please talk to us about your music.
My music. So I have worked in the.
Your heart beats for that.
Yes, my heart beats for music ministry. From a very young age, from a very, very young age, I remember my dad playing music in the house. Our family, everyone is musical. My dad plays the guitar. My sister sings, also plays the guitar. I play the keyboard. Our third born plays the drums. So I'm brought up in a very musical family. From a very young age, my dad would play music in the house. Okay, there's a singer back then alikuwa naimba wimbo inaitwa Lazima Neno. As in, from back then, Masi Masika, the first cassette of Masi Masika is Roses Will Bloom Again. That is in 1998. She had produced a whole cassette. She was quite young, around 16. The likes of Esther Wahome, the likes of Pastor Pius Moiro, their cassettes. We used to listen to a lot of music at home. My dad always made sure there is always gospel music playing in our house. That even when a house help would come and they would maybe play some secular music, would be like, we unaweka wimbo za shetani kwetu. Because my dad is our pastor. So we would not listen to secular music. From a very young age, the gospel was inculcated in our veins. So I knew I was going to, I loved music so much. So I knew I was going to sing music. And especially in the music ministry. From a very young age, hata nilikuwa naombanga Mungu anisaidie nipatane na Esther Wahome. Because I would tell my friends, and even my sister back then, that God will lead me in one way or another. Path yangu na ya Esther Wahome itapatana mahali. And when we left Kangemi for Roiro, I never knew that the naive words I was speaking as a very young child, God would make them come to pass. Because we came to Roiro, I joined GOC, and in GOC, one of the pastors there is Esther Wahome. I have also learned so much from her during the small moments we have interacted with at Gospel Outreach. So I would say even the words you speak, the words you speak are very, very important. Even as a young child, God is able to fulfill the desires of our heart. So my music ministry has been, I have always served in the music ministry from the worship team and now in the fraternity of Season Generation Band. That is where I serve currently with my team and also at Trinity Chapel, Roiro. Yes, yes, yes.
And you're having something new. You're having a new baby.
Yes, we are releasing a new baby.
New baby.
Yes, from yes.
Just
Niimbe.
hint us kidogo.
You want me to sing? Should I sing?
I don't know if you want to, but you can talk about it.
Yes, let me talk about it.
Okay.
So I have been working on my album. My album is called the Yesu Jemedari album. I released my very first official single last year. And it's an amazing song. Go listen to it on YouTube. So after releasing Yesu Jemedari, that's the lead song in my album. I released a Luo song, a hymn actually. It's called Ruth Tingamalo. I have done that. That is also a milestone for me. Singing in Luo is not easy.
Our generation.
That. Yes. I released that after releasing Ruth Tingamalo. Now I am releasing officially. A few weeks back, I released the audio of Hakuna Usiloliweza. And we are releasing the video on the 31st of July,
my
2022. We'll be singing it live.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much. We'll be singing the song live at Uzima Center. So I believe maybe you're watching this later, but make sure you go on YouTube and watch the song. And I believe God is taking me to a place whereby my vision and my calling is really to do live music. So in the next 2 years, I should be inviting you to my first live recording.
Please,
yes,
please.
Yes.
Don't fail to invite me. You've said it before the world.
Yes, definitely. I will invite you.
We're here with MC Barak, a music minister, an entrepreneur, and a talk show host.
Yes, but I have not talked about
you
that.
haven't mentioned that. And he is not just surviving, he is thriving. We are here to listen to his story, not so that we can envy it, but so that it can be a reason for all of us to know we can all do it. He has said at some point it's okay to feel lost, but while you're in it, ensure you understand what are you really looking for. When you find it, are you going to be able to recognize that I've found what I'm looking for? Yeah, that is the most important thing.
Yes.
You're married?
No, I am very single.
Viewers, he's single.
Yes,
He's yeah, you know, our viewers are good people.
Yes.
Those ladies watching.
Hallelujah, amen.
Yeah, tell us about your show.
Yes, okay, I host a show on Wema TV called Sanana Mitindo. So it's a show about arts and culture. Basically, people who sing, songwriting, speakers, people who speak in different events, different, anything artistic, painters, writers. Yes, yes. We are starting a new series on writers, so I'm looking for writers, and I know you're one, so I'll be inviting you very soon. Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
wow, wow.
Yes.
So how do you manage you're an MC, just to mention, but I feel you're an
Yes.
entrepreneur, you're an MC, you're a music minister, and
Yes.
that is something I know your heart really beats for.
Yes,
So
yes.
you spend a lot of time there,
Yes,
and then you're a talk show host. Of course, you have friends, you have family, you need your personal space.
Yes.
How do you balance?
Manze, it's by the grace of God. Sometimes I was doing my internship some time back in a place called Kemende, Kirenga Girls High School. That is when I really, I was juggling so much because I had to shoot my shows, I had to MC, I had to teach. But I would say it's by the grace of God. It is not by our strength. You cannot do all this by your own strength. At some point, you'll get tired. The Bible says that even the youth shall faint, but they who wait upon the Lord, he shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall soar. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. So if the youth, the Bible acknowledges, God acknowledges that even the youth can faint. They can faint. Who are you to think that you can do it in your own strength? No, it is not by our strength. I acknowledge God and I acknowledge the power of the Spirit of God in me to be able to do whatever I do.
Wow.
Yes.
Just like I said, he's the best person we needed for this particular segment.
Yes,
We
yes.
are breaking, we are having a nice breaker.
Yes.
Right? Your company, it's called Barak Solutions.
Barak
Live
Solutions. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
One of Obama's daughters. She's called Sasha.
Sasha Obama.
Yes. I'd like you to mix Sasha and Solutions.
Sasha and Solutions.
Tongue twister.
Where?
5 times?
Sasha and Solutions.
Sasha Solutions.
Sasha Solutions, Sasha Solutions, Sasha Solutions, Sasha Solutions.
You're good with this. I should have given you something more complicated. Okay. I'd like you to talk to our young people.
Okay.
Most of the time, we want to do everything like what you're doing.
Yes.
We want to sit somewhere. And yes, I want to be a writer. I want to be a show host. I wanna do all these things. But sometimes you find the effectiveness. How effective are we? How are we impacting our generation, you know? Because we are quick to do it on social media.
Yes.
Social media has worked it for you. As young people, sometimes we sit and we're like, I want to have it all.
Yes.
You get? So if it's in the kitchen, I'm there. If it's in the boardroom, I have it everywhere. I'd like you to talk to our youths about effectiveness. Effectiveness. Because a lot of people we have nowadays, you can't do one job. It's just, it's it.
Yes.
You know, surviving on one job, that takes, I think it's grace, you know. But even watu wako na tatu, how effective, I want you to talk to our generation about effectiveness. That it's not about how much you do,
Yes.
but how effective you are.
You are. I have had to quit some things for me to focus on the main things that I do. And effectiveness does not mean you do everything. At some point, you have to say no to some things. I have had to learn how to use a diary and to jot down the things that I am planning to do this week. Like for this whole week, I have written everything that I need to do this coming week, the next week. Because if I don't put things in writing, I will not be intentional. So I take my time, write my program, pray about it and ask God to lead me, connect with the right people. It is not everyone that you can walk with. You need to choose your friends right. At some point, you don't even tell people everything. Jonathan in the Bible at some point was supposed to go to a battle, and he only told his friend who was close to him, his armor bearer. He only told the armor bearer. He never told the dad. By this time, the children of Israel were surrounded. But this is one story that people have never learned. Jonathan told the armor bearer, and he was like, let's go and see what the enemy are doing. Let's show ourselves to the enemy. And when they call us up, we will know that is a sign that the Lord has given us victory over the enemy. And we will go and fight them. We'll go up and fight them. But he did not tell the dad he's going to do it. He was a child of a king. So most probably, the King Saul would be like, my son, no, you can't go and show yourself to the enemy, and it's an army surrounding us. You will get killed. So sometimes when you're even taking risks, you only need maybe to pray and tell God, God, I want to try this new thing. I want to be effective in this area. How do I go about it? The Lord always opens a door and always shows us on what we need to do. But laziness should not be a thing that we should be talking about in this era, because sai kuna watu wanaeka bidii. If you don't have any skill, go on YouTube. Let's learn these things. I am not a media personality by profession, but I've had to learn these things on YouTube. So you can't say that there is no opportunity, like especially in this era of social media. There's so much content for us to learn. The school of YouTube is there for all of us. Let's learn there. Let's push ourselves. The world has become a global village. You just upload something on YouTube or anywhere, and anyone can see it from anywhere. So let's not take lightly even our social media platforms. Zisikuwe tu za kujibamba, zikuwe places na platforms za create impact na za influence. But I believe there are so many opportunities in this season to be effective, and also God helps us to be effective. I guess that's all I can say about effectiveness.
Wow. That is MC Barak. Handling my story for today.
Yes.
Thank you so much for helping us to tackle today's tile.
Thank you so much.
Just like he has said, MC Barak's story is not an exemption. He is an example that God is working, and no matter where you are, you will always be able to reach your goal. He has hawked, he has sold sweets, ametamak, amewak kampuni, he has given up, but at the end of it all, he knew where he ought to be. He took the most important thing, which to him was music ministry, and God was able to divide that into segment. So in as much as you're looking to be effective, find the one thing that is important and let the Lord just expand it. I am your host, Cheryl Otieno, and this is Lifestyle. Until next time, see you.